I don't want to scare anyone, but I'm going to give it to you straight about Jason. His body was never recovered from the lake after he drowned. And if you listen to the old-timers in town, they'll tell you he's still out there. Some sort of demented creature. Surviving in the wilderness. Full-grown by now.
Ted! Hey, Ted, where the hell's the corkscrew?
Stalking. Stealing what he needs. Living off wild animals and vegetation. Some folks claim they've even seen him. Right in this area.
Jake, listen to that!
The girl who survived that night at Camp Blood, that Friday the 13th. She claims she saw him. She disappeared 2 months later. Vanished. Blood was everywhere. No one knows what happened to her. Legend has it that Jason saw his mother beheaded that night. And he took his revenge. A revenge that he'll continue to seek if anyone ever enters his wilderness again. And by now, I guess you all know, we're the first to return here. 5 years. 5 long years he's been dormant. And he's hungry. Jason's out there. Watching. Always on the prowl for intruders. Waiting to kill. Waiting to devour. Thirsty for young blood.
What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Reel Hunting, where we hunt for the good reels so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad, the Brettman's right over here, and the Chris is right down here. Yeah, he's the Chris now. What's going on, guys? We are doing a Friday the 13th video for the very first time on this channel, I think, if I'm not mistaken, which is crazy because we've been doing this thing for like at least 6 months now, and we have yet to discuss Friday the 13th. And Brett's got his Crystal Lake shirt on. We're excited because we have the review series coming up, obviously, here at the end of May. So we are pretty jacked about it. And we're just going to talk to you guys about what we think about the franchise, what it means to us, how we were introduced to it. Just so you guys know where we stand on the franchise before we start this, the review series got here pretty soon. So I'm excited about it. And how are you guys feeling? You guys jacked or what?
Just treat this like a big old pregame, like a big old tailgate party, and we got to bring on the master of tailgate parties right down here in Chris. So we're in for a great ride right there. So Chris, how are you doing, buddy?
I feel good. I feel well. I am distraught actually in another way because I didn't realize you were wearing that shirt. I have that exact same shirt. It was the shirt that I was gonna wear through this entire review series. Now it's ruined. And I have to find another shirt that I gotta wear. 100% not. We can't have the same shirt on. Come on.
Yes,
I got that shirt in blue. I'm going to be wearing it.
Here.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
I tell you what, if we can all wear the same shirt, then I will go with it. But now I feel like he has that shirt. I can't wear it. You know what I mean? Unless we're all going to wear it together.
Well. I'll wear the blue version. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. I think it's going to be awesome. I'm excited to talk a little Jason Voorhees, and yeah, we're just going to let loose and just talk about it, and we'll all just go from there. Obviously, we guys mentioned before that Chris down here is going to be, he's been awesome on the channel. You guys know him. He's been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you guys didn't even know about, you know, as far as editing goes and stuff with our skits and things like that. And he worked with us through all the Friday the 13th skits as the director, if you will. So he is going to be here throughout the Friday the 13th franchise review series. And we're really excited about it. So we wanted just all three of us to come in and talk about it. And I think we're really jacked, and it's going to be awesome, man. For sure.
And definitely been a big, huge help to our channel. So just again to show our appreciation, we want Chris to be involved more on our channel. So if there's anything he wants to do with us, the door is always cheers, my brother. The door is always open for you, my friends. And Friday the 13th means a lot to me, because this was the first of the big three, which I'll dive very deep here in a little bit. But Chris, I'm interested to hear like your thoughts on the whole Friday the 13th. So that's why I'm excited to have you on too, just to get your insight. And plus, will be your first time doing actual reviews versus discussions with us.
True that. Yeah.
But before we get into all that,
I'm always into butts.
Before we get into all that, I mean, it is Beers with the Bros. What are we drinking here tonight? Okay, let's go around the circle and figure out what is the beverage of choice on this fine evening.
Start with Bert. Let's see. What is that?
That is vodka in a bottle. This little asshole has taken the water and he poured it out like a little freaking wasteful idiot. And he replaced it with vodka via funnel, and he put it in there, and he's just chugging it straight. It could be moonshine.
Yeah. Straight vodka. Wow. What? Oh, the balls on this guy. I like that.
There ain't no moonshine when she coming home.
Okay, Chris, what you got going on down there, my friend?
You know what, dude? I've been on these all day. This is I see that there's a 9.5. You can't. Oh, whatever. It's too far away. This is reverse.
Oh yeah, back it up and reverse it.
Yeah. Okay, Missy Elliott. That's it. Yeah. You got to flip it and reverse it. This is an Imperial IPA, 9.5%. Bearded Iris, my favorite brewery. Keeping it real all the time. Fucking delicious, and I've been chugging these all day.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. I unfortunately I don't have any beer here today because tomorrow's grocery day store. So tonight I'm stuck here with the I'm rocking the now this is a beverage of choice here. It's got a lime in there, as you can tell. What else is in there? I'll tell you. This is a Cuba Libre, which means it's 1 part rum, and there's some diet cola in there with some no caffeine. Spice rum, cola, lime. It's good. It's a good mix. Again, I would rather be drinking beer right now because it's Beers with the Bros, but this is all I had, so I had to roll with it.
Wow. Did you put those little, is that the set I gave you for your wedding?
No, it's not, because I needed a more full-size glass. Those are great for when you're just drinking the straight shots, but this is good for, you can tell there's got the little Crown Royale emblem down there at the bottom, if you can see that.
Yeah. How cool is that, man? Rock and roll.
Yeah, there's no crown in there, but the glass.
I gave you those glasses as a sign of our friendship, and you just
fuck.
Well, if the cola wasn't in there, I would be using the glass, Bert, but we got the cola here, so we need the bigger glass.
We'll blame the cola, which of course none of these are paid promotions and all that. This is just us just chilling and just drinking. So
you know what though? One of these days though, Bearded Iris, you guys need to pick up the phone and hit the sponsor button. We're ready to go whenever you are.
Absolutely.
I'll drink beer just to get a sponsorship. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll jump in there. Okay, so now we're gonna jump into some Friday the 13th talk, and it's gonna be good. So right off the bat, okay, so let's just go around and see what how you guys were introduced to this franchise when you first saw Friday the 13th, any of them, it doesn't matter, and then what you thought of it, and kind of just where you're at now in your life with Friday the 13th.
Chris, let's go with you, buddy. Let's just go Chris and me and Brad.
Oh, you got it, buddy. Hey, when I talked about this briefly on the very first podcast that I ever did with you guys, when me and Brad were doing the this is like episode 3 or something like that. Halloween Kills. Yeah, we're talking about that. that very early discussion. We talked about that. This is my favorite horror film. Well, it used to be. I mean, it's always one of my favorites. It's difficult to say that now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But definitely when I was a kid, this was like the horror movie. Before I knew about Michael or Freddy or anyone else, like this was the first of any of like the big hitters, if you will, that I was ever introduced to. Actually, I think my mom had the first one on like VHS or something.
Hell yeah.
And she was watching it one night. And I remember I kind of like crept in the room and she was like, "Oh, you can't watch this. It's too scary or it'll fuck you up." And then I like creep into the room and I just like caught a glimpse, right? Like toward the end of it. And I was like, I'll never sleep again. You know what I mean? Like it's over with for me. I was like, you're absolutely right. You know, I was like, Mom, when you're right, you're right. I can't sleep alone. It's not going to happen for me for another 5 to 7 years. So you might as well, you know.
Read the big spoon or the little spoon?
Yeah, I was like, and that's what I told my mom. I was like, big spoon or little spoon, you got to pick. No, but for real though, I was like, I was scared shitless. I was like, this is terrifying. So this was like the first time that I'd really had an experience with a horror movie. This was the first time that I really got scared by something. I hated it for the longest time, and then revisit it when I was a teenager, and I was like, this is awesome. You know what I mean? So it's like that kind of that experience where you're like, oh, it terrified me as a child, and you revisit it, and you get something else out of it, and it's like it kind of makes you appreciate it more that you were terrified of it before. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I had that experience with it, and definitely I'd seen them all over the years, but hadn't kind of gone back to revisit the entire series up until last October when I had COVID. And it was like right around Halloween, so I just bought the whole collection and watched it, and I'm gonna watch it again through the review series. But yeah, man, it shit holds up. It's as good as it ever was. So that's my experience with it. Fucking love it.
Hell yeah. Dude, and when you mentioned about having the original on VHS, and the last horror convention I went to, I actually saw it on VHS, the original Friday the 13th, and I bought it. So I plan on watching that to prep for our review series.
My man.
Just because I feel like my man. But where to begin on this one? Well, as everybody knows, I got started with the horror genre with The Conjuring and then Insidious. So I just figured, what? It can't get possibly any scarier than this. And then Brad's like, oh, wait, my friend. I got a certain horror icon I think like you're really going to enjoy. And that's when Brad showed me Friday the 13th, parts 1 through 4 over at his dad's house in his theater room setup. And damn, did that make me just discover how much I love the slasher genre of the horror movies and all that. It's just because of this beautiful bastard right here of Jason Voorhees. A face only a mother can love. Like, literally.
You got that right. Looks like he's got Botox or something, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Just beautiful bastard. Or just Botox gone wrong. But or kind of looks like the freaking guy from the Goonies.
Chunk.
So,
yeah. No, the freaking
Chunk love killing.
No, I'm sorry, not Chunk. Sloth. There
Sloth.
we go.
Yeah, Sloth, that's it. Yeah, it just pops. I go, hey, you guys. Click.
That reminds me of Jason.
But no, freaking watching the first one in that theater, I had no idea what I was expecting, and that freaking jump scare scared the absolute shit out of me. I think that and the Bathsheba jump from The Conjuring are the two scariest things I've ever seen in my entire life. So, like,
awesome.
Just like that, and then of course, then Brad showed me parts 2, 3, and 4, and I watched the rest of them on my own. Became a huge fan of Jason Voorhees and what he represented, how much he meant to the horror genre in the 80s. Just becoming such an icon. Definitely easily on the Mount Rushmore of horror for icons. and it's still to me it still holds up. I am so patiently waiting for all this copyright and lawsuit bullshit to be over because we desperately need a Friday the 13th movie ASAP. Because I just love this. Just the more Friday the 13th you can throw at me, the more I love it. And as you could probably already tell, this is my favorite of the big three.
Awesome, man. That's fantastic. Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember when I got those movies and I said, Bert, watch these damn things. You're gonna like it. We marathoned the shit out of them. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, for me, this goes all the way back to probably when I was about 4 or 5 years old, 6 tops in that ballpark there. I had the VHS copy of, and I still have this copy floating around somewhere, but I got the copy of Jason Lives Part 6, Jason Part 6, Friday
Hell
13th
yeah.
Part 6, Jason Lives. And that was the one I watched religiously as a kid, like just freaking nonstop on repeat. I watched it. It was fantastic. My dad went as far as to cut. We had the VHS, and there's no nudity in the movie, but there is a slight sex scene in an RV. And my dad took the VHS and he cut that sex scene out and he taped it back together. So it just skipped it all together, and I never really knew what happened there. But it went from it was
making some bacon.
So he took that out. Everything else was fine, like all the blood and the machetes and everything else. Nothing got cut except for that one little nudeless sex scene that happened in the RV.
What if he had spliced in like a tiny scene of like Bob Ross? You're watching, he's like killing people and like getting ready to bang, and then all of a sudden he's like, and here's a happy little tree. Right back to like stabbing somebody to death. Like, fuck. Like,
yeah, we just gotta get this machete, put a little red little blood on
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah.
That would have been epic. So I always thought that was kind of funny. Like everything else in the movie was fine, but this little noodle sex scene's like, no, you can't watch that little guy. But anyway, eventually I graduated. I was still very young. I graduated to Friday the 13th Part 4. We had that on VHS, the final chapter. Obviously, I loved that one. That one actually scared me as a kid, as opposed to Part 6. I had a good time with, but when I put in Part 4,
it's all Crispin Glover, right?
Yeah, dude, Crispin Glover, man.
Terrified me too.
He's murdering that dance floor left and right, dude. He's freaking slapping it out. So we went on to that. That one scared me, so I didn't watch that one as much because it scared me. Like it's kind of like with Halloween. Like the first one always scared me, but Halloween 2 always had a good time with. So I watched it, and then we also, like with some of the later ones. Part 7 I watched a lot growing up. Part 8 I think we had, and Jason Goes to Hell I think we eventually had too, and then obviously by the time Jason X came out, I was already watching all the other ones. So I got that and watched it the hell out of that too. But it wasn't until probably, I want to say it might've been high school by the time I actually saw Part 1 and Part 2, and Part 5. Part 3 I watched at some point in there as well. And I was like, oh, this is cool. This is Jason before Part 4. This is neat. But I was never mesmerized by it. It was probably high school or maybe a little bit before by the time I actually got the chance to see the first 2, because we just never had those. And then I was like, yeah, this is cool, man. This is a different take. It's different. It's completely different than the rest of them. So absolutely, yeah. I mean, I had a good time with those 2.
Yeah, and how do you feel about them now in 2021?
Oh yeah, now I mean, it's fantastic. I love watching these. I watched them all. I don't think it was. It might have been. No, I don't think it was this past October, but I think it was the year before I watched them all, if I'm not mistaken. It's the last time I've marathoned the series, and maybe no, it wasn't last year. Yeah, it was the year before, because last year we were doing the channel, but. But yeah, so I overall I still love the franchise to this day. Obviously, I don't like it as much as I like, probably the Halloween franchise. I think that's still probably my favorite. But at the end of the day, I just have a blast with all of these, even the bad ones. I'm still, anytime I marathon these, I'm going to watch them all. There's none of them that I absolutely like, just won't watch. So if I marathon it, I'm going to watch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And that's awesome too. And we'll let you know, guys, too, for this review series, we are not going to touch Freddy versus Jason. The only reason we are not is because I feel like we come to agreement that that's more of a Freddy Krueger movie than it's a Jason Voorhees movie. So we'll save that one for maybe the Nightmare on Elm Street review series, or we might just tackle it alone. But we will not visit that movie within this review series.
Ironically enough, Freddy vs. Jason is included in the box set for Friday the 13th, but it's not included in the box set for Nightmare on Elm Street. But I agree with you on that. I think it is more.
Yeah, which is kind of weird because to me it's more Freddy because it's just a Freddy-based
He puts
story.
everything in motion. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with that 100%. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
weird. Why would they fucking include it in? It doesn't matter. Yeah, I agree with you.
just because Jason was in it, so and even though I kind of resented it just because King Hodder didn't get to play Jason Voorhees in that movie.
Yeah, it would have been cool because he was still rocking it.
Wasn't that bad? I mean, I thought Jason was a total badass, in that one.
Yeah, he was.
Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah.
He didn't do a bad job, but he kind of just to me seemed like more zombie, which I know it's but Bray just came back to life, blah blah blah. But,
yeah, it's more like he was he was just summoned, to create the fear or whatever. But there at the end, I mean, it's a pretty good showdown.
Yeah,
the showdown's great. That's the only reason you watch the damn movie is for the showdown.
And I mean, let's not forget the ending, right? I mean,
a little wink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, Freddy's just a fucking head at the end of it, right?
Yeah. Or was he?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I know. Was it a dream? Was it not a dream?
No, it was. No, that was reality.
Yeah.
100.
Oh my god!
Hell yeah, dude. So yeah, man. Overall, I think it's fantastic stuff, and I think you guys do as well. I'm excited to tackle it.
Before you get to your thing, because I asked you, and we already know me, Chris. Out of the big three, which one's your favorite?
Hey, you know what? No problem, man. Yeah, I think that Jason is definitely my favorite of the big three, Daddy. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Okay, I like it. I dig it.
You got it, buddy.
Be a good time.
Because there for a second, I thought you might have been talking about Peter North, Ron Jeremy, or John Holmes. You know what I mean? And
definitely John Holmes.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you know what? That's a much tougher decision than what we were talking about. So I wanted to make sure we were talking about the same three.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Okay. So Ron Jeremy aside, if you guys, just a little sneak peek for the audience here. I know we're gonna do the ranking after this series is over with, right? But at this moment, before this next round of rewatches, what's your least favorite movie in the franchise?
Chris, you first, buddy.
Now it could change. Obviously, this is something that could change. But right now, what would it be?
Jason Goes to Hell.
No,
yes,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was gonna say Jason X, and this is the thing. Like you said, that it could change as it goes along. Like my initial reaction is Jason Goes to Hell, because I remember and I know that Jason X is bad, but I've seen Jason Goes to Hell more recently, and it blows my mind. It was like, who even signed off on this? You know what I mean? It's like, who even signed, how did the studio ever even they're flipping through the script and they're like,
ironically enough,
we've made 9 of them already. What the fuck? You know what I mean? And the other guy, the other corner is like, whatever, we got the money to do it. Let's do it. So, he flips through the script, and that's the only excuse, because nobody was like, whoa, this is extremely compelling storytelling. Wow. Great job. Let's really get this made. You know what I mean? Like, that didn't happen. So it was like, hey, we've already made 9. Fuck it. This other one's going to make money too. And they were like, you see this character here, Creighton Duke? The people are going to love him. And it's like, no one ever thought that. So it just has to be like, oh, we've made 9. They're going to make a 10th one. They're like, here's $1 million.
You put a freaking 24-year-old as a director for Jason Goes to Hell too. You're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? So it's just mind blowing that even got made to me. But when we go back and redo the whole thing, I can reevaluate. But first reaction, I would say Jason Goes to Hell. So
yeah,
ironically enough, Sean Cunningham came back to produce Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, no,
i.e.
that
the
was a
director
mind fuck.
Yeah, the creator of the first movie, the classic that is today, came back to produce the final Friday.
I mean,
Jason Goes to
Don't
Hell.
be afraid. The dog shit from the horse's ass.
maybe in like the script stages or something like that, like early on, he was like, "Yeah, man. I mean, maybe Jason was just a figment of somebody's imagination. That's a great idea. Let's just roll with it, you know." Maybe it was something like that, and then he saw the script, and by that point it was too late, and they were like, "We've already got you signed on," and he was like, it's that scene where he just like looks up in the boardroom, and they just play, "Hello, darkness, my old friend,"
Or it goes, well, fuck.
yeah, well, fuck. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, Jason Goes to Hell easily for me. Filthy Dan, I know you're watching. I'm not sorry. Like I can never apologize for hating this movie as much as I do. And maybe Jason X can take over that spot, but I can at least have fun with Jason X. With the whole Uber Jason look, I guess I'm one of the few in this entire planet that loves the Uber Jason look. So I'm looking forward to it, and I just don't be a surprise. Just when we get to it, that's just Jason Goes to Hell in the title. It can go to hell.
But in right there real quick. Also, like you alluded to, I think Jason X is at least a little bit of fun. Like in Jason Goes to Hell, like it's not really that fun. It's not that interesting, and there aren't any good titties in it either. Which is,
I beg to differ. There's actually some fantastic.
Yeah.
There's some fantastic titties in there. If you watch the unrated version, there's it's the best sex scene of the whole franchise. They're in
really,
dude. It almost, it's almost pornographic. Yeah,
mail it to me. Really,
yeah. Bert's got
it. I got it. So I'll bring it up.
Big
yeah,
titties.
buddy. Yeah. You know what? Bring it up next weekend, and I'll get it from you. Cut that right out of the show. That I ever say anything about it, because I haven't seen that version of it.
I'm keeping it on. But,
whatever, dude. I was thinking when I was watching it, I was like, man, you know what? All the other ones, at least made me like think about jerking off. This one hasn't even piqued my interest at all.
Yeah. Well, so you didn't find that fembot very attractive? With the machine.
No, I did. Yeah. I did. Yeah. You're right. I'm wrong on all accounts.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, I had to think about it there too. So you're right on all fronts. I shouldn't have even opened my mouth. Wow. I put too much out into the ether now. That's
yeah.
on to the
go back.
I know, man. On to the next one now, dude. I put too much out there.
Okay, so for me, I think this may change because I don't know. But for me, it's Jason Takes Manhattan. It's that one for sure. Because for me, it commits the biggest sin of all of them. Like it's just straight boring. There's nothing exciting about it. There's nothing fun about it. Jason's teleporting everywhere. Like it's just a fucking nightmare. And I just don't have any fun with it whatsoever. Like Jason X, you can have a blast with. It's a good time. He's up there in fucking space, flying around. They're killing people in video games. Like it was cool as hell. And then Jason Goes to Hell. Obviously, it's so batshit crazy. Like there's dudes getting shaved and shit at some point in that movie with the razor, and like you can have a fun time. You got the scene with your boy getting his knuckles cracked in the jail cell. I'm like, this is fun. We're having a good time today. But Jason Takes Manhattan's just straight boring.
I don't think he was having a good time. The guy getting his knuckles broken.
Yeah, it was a good time, and I think Jason Goes to Manhattan on a boat is just fucking. It's boring as hell. There's not a lot that happens, and it's just there's none of the characters I care for, and it's just straight up boring. So to me, that's why I think maybe there might be parts of it that's better, obviously, than Jason Goes to Hell. I think that's obviously probably technically the worst, but it's not as boring to me as Jason on a boat.
Yeah, and I'll defend that too, because like I did one of our first Slash It Out episodes. Actually, the first Slash It Out episode, I defended Jason Takes Manhattan. And I did a lot of research on it, and damn, yes, it's not the best movie of the franchise. It's bottom 3 for me. But I respect the hell out of the movie for what they really wanted to do, but they just didn't get the resources or the funds to make that vision movie. So that's why I have a little hard spot of that movie.
At the end of the day, though, it doesn't matter what they wanted to do. It matters what they did, and it's boring as fuck. And there's just nothing about it that's compelling to me.
Let's just admit it, man. The reason you love Jason Goes to Hell is those fucking Voorhees burgers.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, see, like all that stuff's fun, dude. She's over there, she's slapping some Voorhees burgers on the grill. She's like, she gets punched in the face at one point, and her face freaking gets smashed in like freaking meat. Like Bob is making some freaking ground beef in the garage. At this point, this guy is what freaking her face looks like. Like that stuff's fun. Like it's interesting. But
I do love the relationship between the chick that's like in the diner and like the owner of the diner or whatever, you know, in there.
Yeah.
And those two are great.
What's his name's in that movie? The little let me just.
He's a big character, a recurring character in American Horror Story.
Yeah, Leslie something.
And he's so great. He's fucking hilarious, especially in the Roanoke season. He's so great in that.
Oh, he was fantastic in that. Yeah. Let's see. Hold on.
The big thing I will give Jason.
It seems to me like y'all got some goddamn ghosts in here. That guy.
Leslie Jordan.
Yeah, love that guy. He's so great. Yeah. And to be fair, I have not seen of the ones I rewatched, and then I went back and rewatched Jason Goes to Hell. I have not seen the Jason versus Manhattan. That's what I'm going to call it. Not Goes to, but versus Manhattan. Jason versus Manhattan. I have not seen that since I was a child, so it'll be interesting to reevaluate that and then come back. So, in a couple of weeks, whenever we're done, I'll let y'all know. But I definitely need to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. The thing I'll admit, the only thing I do like about Jason Goes to Hell was the 10 kill.
Yeah, it was good, and especially in the unrated version, dude.
Which I have. I can't wait to revisit that. And that's the only thing I do enjoy. So that's the only thing that avoids me for giving it a true dog shit from horse's ass of a 0.5. So it's like a 1 out of 5 for me.
I can't wait to visit Uber Jason.
Yeah, I can't either.
Yeah,
and
he's one of my favorite looks.
Let's see what. Yeah, I know. I agree. I think it's going to be great. We'll see how. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah. I did have a question. I can't think of. Brad, get a question if you have one.
Okay, so we're talking. I think at some point we'll probably rank the looks of Jason, right? So, just off the top of your head, without really thinking about it too much, since you mentioned that just now. What are some of your favorites? Like, obviously, we'll do a full ranking at some point, I'm sure. But like, just off the top of your head, like, what
favorite
kind of looks? Some of your favorite. Do you prefer Sackhead? Do you prefer part 4, part 6? Do you like the zombie Jason? Like, which Jason do you like in your movies?
Oh, Chris loves the sack, doesn't he?
Let me tell y'all right now. There's no doubt about it. The sack is one of my favorites, and I mean that in just one way. And I mean that in the fact that I do think that like part 1 and 2 are great in that way. Well, actually, what is part 3 is he's half sack, right?
Well, no, he didn't wear a sack at all. He didn't wear a sack at all. Like he lost his sack.
Yeah.
God, that did not go what I thought in my head.
I was trying to set it up there, but I couldn't figure out a way to do it. Like,
that's okay.
He loses his sack in 2, right?
Yeah, he loses his sack. He's trying to find a new kind of like way to cover up his freaking Botox gone wrong face, and that's where he gets the iconic hockey mask that changes the whole direction of the franchise. Yeah, from Shelley. Yeah, and it looks great. So I easily put the Richard Booker look as one of the top looks on there. And then another great one I want to mention is freaking the first New Blood from part 7. That's one of my all-time favorite looks too. Just with the freaking chain surrounded, the mask looked great, and the freaking spot. You see his fucking spine on the back. Like it's just beautifully designed look of zombie Jason versus like that damn Home Depot Jason we get in Jason Lives.
Don't you talk bad about my boy now. I like that part 6.
I know,
guy quite a
Jamie,
bit.
if you're watching, I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah, obviously it's tough. Like when we do the ranking, I'll really think about this and get it lined out. But I love obviously part 3 and 4. I love both of those. Those are fantastic. They're intimidating. They're big. They're swole.
Mm-hmm.
I like both of those quite a bit. I think between the two of those, I'd probably go with part 4. I like that one quite a bit because you get that axe mark in the head, and I think that's awesome. And gosh, but that sack head is pretty damn good. The sack, yeah, it's a good sack. It's really well developed.
Oh, yeah. And Brad enjoys playing Sackhead, which
almost no veins.
Yeah, there's not a lot of veins in there, just sacks, just pure sack.
It reminds me of Wedding Crashers whenever Bradley Cooper's like, it's me, the sack. You know what I'm talking about? And it's like, this fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I will say I will butt in here and interrupt you for only a moment and say that I think number 4 is the one where he just has the one across the middle right there, right?
Yeah, the old axe mark.
Where Chris gave him the axe in the end of part 3.
Right, yes. That's probably one of my favorites right there.
Yeah, but
that
has my favorite Jason, actually, of Ted White's.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
That's my favorite.
And I also think, I'm with you, Brett. I think that I really do like the Uber Jason like mask. I think that was a good evolution of it. If it hadn't been, the movie hadn't been such a fucking drag, if it hadn't been if it hadn't plummeted so badly, then I think that mask would have been a lot better. But I think, it was a good evolution. Excuse me, of the mask. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was cool. It was a cool way to bring a modern look to it. I think at the end of the day, we can all agree that part 8 Jason sucks ass. Like that mask is awful. It looks fake as fuck. And I'm sorry, Bert. I don't know if you like it, but I think that it sucks.
No, I don't like the mask, but I was figuring you were going to go in the direction of why he's always wet. I'm like, I got in an argument of why he's always wet.
Yeah, I still don't understand why he's always wet, but that's okay. But
it was raining outside, and he just got out of a lake. It takes forever to dry when you're on the lake.
He wasn't just wet; he was slimy as a mofo, dude. Like he was like freaking just straight up.
Freaking Vancouver, not New York, but Vancouver. It's just a slimy place, man.
It's the algae, dude. He's just got algae that's like grew on him while he was under the lake. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's my time to come up now, and it's like the algae's still there. He's just got to, and it's like he can't just get it off of him. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. It makes him slimy, like 24/7, and all the time he's just like at the bar, like, can I get a beer? Hey, chief, you're covered in algae, and he's just like, it's just part of it, brother. Can I get a beer?
Yeah, and also thought about this.
Obviously, that needs to be a skit, right? It's just Jason just trying to get a beer, and he's intimidating, and the guy finally just drinks him a beer, and he's like, "Why are you all wet?" And he's like, "Just part of it, brother."
If then everybody would be losing their minds that Jason actually spoke a sentence.
That's probably right. This is just part of the character, brother.
Yeah, but what I was going to say real quick is that just another thing too, because me and Brad, we did reviews already for Never Hike Alone and Never Hike in the Snow. Those will not be included in this franchise review series for those fan films because we'll do those individually. We just want to focus on the main ones too. Chris, have you seen those 2 fan films?
I haven't seen them in their entirety. I think I watched that was pretty early on in the channel history. So I think I watched your guys' reaction to both of them, but I don't think I've seen them myself.
Oh, then when you have spare time, I highly suggest them because DeSanti just does a really great job making that. Like he really step it up for fan films for like. I can't say enough nice things about him and what he has done with the Never Hike Alone and Never Hike in the Snow.
What can I ask something, Brett?
What?
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Do you think he stepped it up to the level that Channing Tatum did?
Oh yeah, he stepped it up even more.
You think so?
Him breaking barriers.
Oh, getting right in there, buddy.
Oh yeah. So
yeah.
do you know what we haven't talked about yet? We
that?
haven't even bothered mentioning the remake yet.
Mm.
Yeah, which
Cool.
we're not going to we're not going to get into detail because again, reviews coming for it. But the whole look of that one, we get the best of both worlds in that movie based off the look.
Yeah, we get the sack a little bit, and we get the hockey mask too. I didn't really care much for that look, though, honestly.
Yeah, it was okay. But Derek Mears did a great job.
He did a fantastic job. I like
realistically. I mean, as much as all the other Jasons, I hold them near and dear. But as far as if you were going to reboot a franchise, I didn't have that big of a problem with that 2009 reboot or whatever, 2009 or 11 or whatever it was. I didn't have that big of a problem with it. I thought it was cliche, but it was perfectly suitable for the Jason world. You know what I mean? It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Save, and it was even amplified by the guy when he was like, "Oh my God, babe, you have perfect nipple placement," and I was like, "That, that
Your
really
tits are stupendous."
Yeah, stupendous tits and perfect nipple placement. And I mean, that's typically something that I tried to say to every girl that I managed to get into my bed, right? You have stupendous tits. But
does it actually work?
100% no. They usually run out the door. They're like, you know what? Anybody that refers to my tits as stupendous can't have them. And I'm like,
it's okay, man. They just realized that you just don't have the sack head on. So
I'm like, what if I said that you had perfect nipple placement? And she's like, how about if I said I have mace in my purse and you're about to get it in your dick hole? And I'm like, hey, there's the door. You know what I mean?
Well,
yeah, it doesn't matter.
But yeah, I didn't have a problem with it either, really. It just, I guess what turns most people off about him is just kind of like him, being in the tunnels and all that, kind of like an actual hunter. I didn't really have a problem with that. I think that was a unique direction to go with a Jason Voorhees character, just trying to be different. Because the more you do these Friday the 13th movies, you gotta find ways to be more different, so you can stand out above the other ones. So that's why I give Jason X all the respect in the world for being different.
No, I thought the remake was great in the way that it kind of showed the way that he functioned under the ground. Really, my only qualm with that was the characters, or maybe the characters or the actors. It was so, it was so cliche. The characters didn't have any depth to them. And even though it's it's a brother trying to look for his sister or whatever, at the end of the day, when they got you still don't give a shit. You know what I mean? And the other characters are just there for bait. It's
yeah.
I like the premise, the setup. They could have just done a little bit better with the character development and where the end of it was going. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm alone in that. I don't know. That's just me.
I agree.
No, that's okay.
I think it's. I actually get. I find I used to actually quite enjoy the movie, but I've actually found myself to grow quite bored of it. I love the opening 15 minutes. The first 10 minutes there is fantastic. But then after that, it really just the last few times I've tried watching it, I haven't finished it because I just get bored. Halfway through or whatever, I'm like, okay, I really don't care about any of these new characters. Jason, I think I like the idea of Jason being a hunter guy, underground tunnels and all that. I think that's awesome. But I don't really like the hockey mask in it. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. Overall, I think Derek Mears does fantastic as the role of Jason. I just didn't necessarily like the look as much as I like the previous installments. And maybe I'm wrong. We'll see again on the rewatch. That's just me thinking off the top of my head. I just feel like I remember just not liking the mask that much. But we'll see.
And the other thing that movie was missing too is freaking Dean Winchester.
Yeah, dude, he needed to be there. I'll tell you one thing that also sucked ass is the damn score in that movie, man. But we'll get into that in the
Yeah.
review. Like the
Yeah, it's like,
music was-
well, yeah, that was we you could tell we're excited. We were ready to jump right into that review of that movie.
Yeah,
So we're just
yeah,
gonna
for
hold
sure.
off for now. So shoot. Anything you're like looking forward to, like doing ranking wise? Like I know we talked about the looks. Like, is there any other rankings that you feel like we need to tackle? Because I know
Yeah.
me and Chris, we definitely want to look at those babes.
Yeah, buddy. The babes. I'm also for me. I'm looking at the kills.
The
I
kills
think-
is one. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
kills ranking. I'm also looking at and this could just be me because how my brain works. WTF moments, because I think out of like 10 films there are like a handful of like what the fuck, like why was this in there moments. I think you guys can agree, and we can put some of those in there. So it's like a couple of those like what? Why was this in there? You know what I mean? Why
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah.
Why, I mean, like, why was this chick, getting naked out of the shower, and this guy's trying to fucking deliver beers, with a handstand, and all of a sudden he gets halved. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Explain that to me. What thought process was like? Oh shit, dude. That that kind of thing.
And then one I feel like be interesting to tackle too is best third act, because there are a lot of good third acts in this franchise.
There are.
And,
That would actually be a tough one.
Yeah, and a couple good ones that have a great first and second act that have a shit third act. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just completely ruins the whole movie. So yeah, that would be really interesting. I think.
Yeah. Brad, do you think of any more?
I really like those ideas. I really do. I think we could do. We're talking looks already. We're going to talk the Jason looks. We're going to talk some kills. We're going to talk some WTF moments. I like that.
The sexy camp counselors.
Which counselors we would most like to have a beer with?
I could tell you who my number one is. Like to have a beer with
Shelly for
easily.
sure. Shelly.
Oh no, Jenny.
Oh.
Yeah, she would be. I
that's an
would
idea.
love to have a beer. I would love to have a beer with her.
Jenny doesn't even drink beer, dude.
Yeah, she does not.
Yeah,
Actually.
yeah, that's right. She doesn't.
We could look into doing. We could look into
Drowner.
into doing like maybe settings or something like that. Like the different, because they're all kind of different.
Yeah.
Something like that. We could look at the settings. So we could look at the I mean the scare factor at times, maybe look at that too. I don't know,
like scariest scenes, or
Yeah.
of course we could do like we got the WTF ones, but we can easily do like best moments, which I know me and Brad did that on the J-Man's channel a long time ago. But just with fresh rewatches, we might be able to have like altered
it might change. Yeah, it could change, and scariest moments or something like that. I don't know. We'll just spitball as we watch them and see what we like to talk about and go from there. But I think those are definitely some good options to talk about.
Definitely, me and Chris are so excited to rank the hot babes of the counselors, because I got so many girl crushes on those.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, for sure. I think for sure. Definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah. But yeah, do y'all want I'm looking forward to having everybody see the skits we got lined up. Like, we're not going to tell you exactly what we're doing with them. Just know they're going to be good.
Don't even tip them off, dude.
Oh man, yeah, power on. So yeah, Brad, you think our viewers are going to love the skits we got lined up?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's gonna be a good time. Obviously, I don't want to jump into details on any of those, but because I think they're gonna be nice surprises for everybody. But
the only picture you saw right now is me with that beautiful wig, because I'm looking forward. People ask me to keep the wig on.
I think you should.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I think on a daily basis, you should keep it on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but anyways, you guys are going to enjoy the skits. We put a lot of focus and just hard work brainstorming these ideas. for the skits, and we're looking forward just to create them and just to show them to you guys because we love making skits.
Yeah, hell yeah, we do. We have some good ones coming up too. I think it's gonna be fun. We're gonna knock it
out. Which one do you think they're gonna like the most?
So far, of the ones we've done so far?
Oh
yeah.
I have an answer for that, buddy.
Is it part 7?
No.
That's what I'm thinking.
No.
It's either part 7 or part 2. I feel like are going to be the most popular ones.
Definitely part 7.
Oh, definitely part 7. There you go.
Well, don't spoil it for the audience. So
Yeah.
you just gotta say, let's leave them hanging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cut it out then.
No, like we'll be good. So, anything else? Oh, okay. Like if you could, where would you take Jason Voorhees next, or the franchise? Like if you were given the keys, you were allowed to make a movie or take the movie into a certain direction, where would you take it?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think I'm looking back at the reboot of 2009, Platinum Dunes and Michael Bay and what they had to do with the franchise. And I'm looking at that, and I'm thinking, do we use that as a base or are we like completely rebooting the entire franchise?
All right, man, you got the keys to the kingdom, so you do whatever the hell you want.
I'm good with full reboot.
Okay, so I'm thinking more of the same. I mean, given the state of the franchise now, given the history of it, there's no successful way to reboot the franchise with Pamela Voorhees, right? You couldn't do like a mommy and not have like the iconic.
I think you could.
You could?
I think you could too, because even Dave McRae, anytime I get a chance to mention this, because Dave McRae laid out a perfect trilogy, like a prequel trilogy of the Friday the 13th that you can easily execute, which I'm going to provide that link in the description below because you all need to hear it because it's fucking genius and I'm so in favor for it.
I've not seen that, but I will say like the only way I think that could be viable is if the audience doesn't know they're seeing a Friday the 13th movie.
There's a couple options I think you could do. I think, and this is mostly Dave's idea. So I'm going to go into details. I don't want to steal it, but yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Brett. Totally what Dave said is spot on. I think you could do it, but as far as the logistics of doing it, obviously it's got to be pre-thought out. Okay, here let me go back for a second. The way that this franchise got kicked off with part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, it was dog shit, right? Like the movies themselves, we enjoy them, but the overall story, it didn't make any sense. Like you have this story with Pamela, and then all of a sudden Jason's there. Like it wasn't a pre-thought out plan to bring Jason in and to make him the killer. The first movie made a lot of money, so then there he is. Like, okay, we got to have a sequel. Pamela got her head fucking chopped off, so here's Jason. So that's what happened. But now you're sitting here, you're like, okay, we can pre-think out this plan where we bring Pamela in. That's obviously going to be the motive. And then you bring Jason in after that, after the events of that. So I think the Pamela story is interesting enough to carry it. Mm-hmm. And I think people would like it. I think you could make a really damn good movie with the Pamela story. And even like, I think the remake of Friday the 13th could be better than the original. You keep kind of the same story, but you kind of dig more deeper into it and you do some things a little bit better. And I think you have something that could be very special. But I think there's, as far as the logistics go, so that's why I think you should go back to the Pamela thing, is because I don't think they did it right the first time, because it was just it was choppy, it was messy. There was no continuity there when you watch the first 4 movies. Like it's all like, oh, here's Pamela, here's Jason with the sack, and then now here's Jason, but now he's like 300 pounds more than he was the last time because now he's been working out. And then like, okay, here's Jason the next day and he's got fucking fingernails this long. Like there's no continuity there. You pre-think this out and you have something golden there. And I think that's the way to do. Logistically speaking, I think a TV show could really work. I think you could do, because
I was getting ready to mention that. Like just do 13 episodes because you got to put the 13 in there.
Yes. You flesh out Pamela as a character. And you get that kind of like they did with Norma Bates in Bates Motel. You flesh out Pamela as a character, And you're right, Chris. I don't think as a movie, you're going to draw the same audience with Pamela over Jason. You're just not going to do that. You're not going to build those numbers. But if you build it as a show, and you built it up as as you learn about Pamela over a few episodes, and then things happen. You get to know some of these camp counselors, and things kind of change around, and then obviously Jason comes in maybe the second season. You could do it as a trilogy of movies, but I think you're right. You will run into that problem of bringing in the audience.
Well, no, I agree with you 100%. I think that would be a phenomenal show. I'm just saying, from a movie, if you were going to do it like
marketing.
And from a marketing perspective, like you see a Friday the 13th movie that comes out, and I'm thinking in terms of like diehard fans. If we were to, if someone was going to reboot the series back to Pamela and have like just the burlap sack head and everything, would be amazing. But it's not going to appeal to everyone, because when you say Friday the 13th, the general public who doesn't know about, the past and everything else is just thinking about Jason fucking hacking motherfuckers up. And that's what I'm thinking about. Like,
right. Yeah.
But I will say that. And so in my opinion, I think like from a financial standpoint, I don't think you could reboot it and not have, just like you couldn't reboot it all the way back to Pamela Voorhees. You know what I mean? I don't think you could do that. It would be tough. But you are right. I do, and I agree, and I think that would be fucking awesome to do it as a TV series, like to start back from the very beginning. Oh man, and having like 13 hours to do like the very beginning of it, and flesh out Pamela Voorhees. So like you care about her, and you care about these other kids and these characters so much. Like by the 13th episode, she dies, and then, or that Jason dies or whatever, and then you start season 2 off, like that. That would be fucking awesome. Yeah. Doing it through a series would be amazing. I think. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would easily like make it a series more than a movie, even though I feel like a movie can work too. But your main problem if you do it, it's just how in the world are you going to top what Betsy Palmer did in the original?
It'd be tough. It'd be really tough.
Because what she did was so damn iconic.
It's like I said, how do you reboot something so iconic? Like back, we're gonna reboot Jason back to when Jason wasn't Jason. You know what I mean? Right. It's like, the general public would be like, "What the fuck is this?"
It's kind of like making a Halloween TV series and let it be focused on Dr. Loomis. People are going to be like, "Oh, that's cool," but where the fuck's Michael Myers?
Right? It'll be like, it's called Halloween. They'll be watching, be like,
or like Freddy, or Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, this Freddy Krueger guy is cool. But where's the burn marks?
Everyone in there, all these teenagers are dying in their sleep, but we don't really know why. Into the movie or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just like, it would just be. I think it'd be hard to market to modern.
Yeah, it's like you're focusing on the diehard fans. That's what with our idea, you're just really paying attention to the diehard fans. But I agree from a marketing standpoint, you're trying to get a newer audience, and that doesn't intrigue them. Like what will intrigue them is the hockey mask and the machete. So I get it.
And logistically, the only way to make it happen is to put it into a series. I think people will watch it in a series. I don't think you're going to bring them to the theater without Jason, although it'd be cool. I think if anything in the big three needs an actual reboot where you go in and you change things that were originally that they did in the original series, and you kind of recreate the whole story, it's Friday the 13th. Yeah, you don't need it. You don't need it in Nightmare. You definitely don't need it in Halloween. But in Jason, like in this whole story, like it actually needs to be retold with an actual plan in mind of how you're going to bring Jason back to life, and how you're going to introduce him and everything like that. And I think it could really benefit from that if you go back to the very beginning and you flesh out that whole story. And but logistically, again, you guys hit it, man. Like the only way to actually do that is I think it would be a series is the only way you're going to get the audience.
Yeah, 13 episodes. That's all you need.
Although me and Brad did conceive of an idea where you could potentially reboot Freddy without it being Freddy.
You could. There's an absolute way you could.
There's a way you could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a difficult thought process, but we definitely got there. Like there is a cool way you could do it, but
We'll save that for the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise.
yeah, buddy, because we're not spilling it out here. We're putting that shit into a script and we're gonna sell it.
Why'd
Hell
you
yeah.
spill your beans?
Don't just spill your beans to me, Winslow.
Actually, you know
Gosh,
what?
y'all doing Lighthouse, you bastards.
Motherfucker,
So,
man. I had my man.
Yeah,
I meant
I caught you.
I meant to send this picture to you the other day, Brad, but I was at we were at Home Goods the other day. We were looking for some plants or something like that, and there was a giant like mural that goes on your wall, and it says "Don't spill your beans to friends." And I meant to send it to you.
Why'd you spill
Yeah,
your beans? Go ahead, Bert. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Is there anything else? Like I know, like I feel like we dived some of the main things we wanted to talk about with this pregame.
I think so too, Brett. I think we hit some topics. I think we did really good. I'm really excited to get started with this thing. I'm really pumped about it.
I am too, man. And I you know, I always thank you guys for having me on for Beers with the Bros, but you know, I appreciate you having me on for the review series as well. I'll try not to fuck it up.
No, dude, you're going to be awesome, man. Like, you earned this with all your hard work, and we're so excited to tackle this. This is like our biggest franchise review series we've done yet. We're not going to be not going to be perfect, but we don't aim to be perfect. We just care about having fun. And I know we're easily going to have a fun time with this review series.
Oh yeah. We all love it anyway, right? This is how we got into this whole thing to begin with. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I appreciate y'all give me the, chance to come in and give my 2 cents. I think we'll have a lot of fun, dude. It's going to be fun.
Oh, absolutely. Like from skits to our thoughts about each movie and for all the cool, awesome ideas for ranking videos. It's going to be a great time. And not only with us too, we're super excited to work with Filthy Dan and Nick Cooling. Just to combine this, because originally Filthy Dan was just going to do this, and then me and Brad were like, "Well, maybe we should like do it too." And we talked to him, and then he's like, "Yeah, come on in." And we had all this, and then I saw where Nick Cooling made a comment going, "Man, I need to do this franchise review series too." And that's when I messaged him like, "Hey, we're doing this. You will come along?" And he goes, "Yeah, absolutely." So then that's when Chris Snyder was going to do. Thank God it's Friday. You good, dude?
Welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah, welcome
to
the party, pal.
I was trying to suck in whatever he was giving out.
Oh,
yeah, well, man. No.
Why are y'all sucking each other? And then Chris Snyder's doing Thank God It's Friday, where he'll be doing watch-alongs on his channel for the movies that we'll be dropping our reviews for that day. So we got big. For everybody, this is going to be a big Friday the 13th summer. So if you are a huge Friday the 13th fan, then this is going to be a great review series for you to watch for all of us. And we're just all super excited. And we cannot wait until May the 28th for when we drop the original Friday the 13th review.
Absolutely.
Oh, and I want to announce too that for each Friday the 13th series or review that we're dropping, they will all be premieres at 12 o'clock. So I'll be in the chat too, so you can come talk to me while you watch our reviews.
Very cool.
Yes, yeah.
So guys, is there anything else you want to say, or should I go ahead and send them home?
Send them home, Bert.
All right,
yeah, baby.
Oh yeah, let's send them home, guys. Are you freaking excited for Friday the 13th review series? If you are, let us know in that comment section. Or if you have any ideas for us to do like a Friday the 13th ranking, let us know in that comment section, and we'll take that to high consideration. And let's just get that discussion rolling.
Absolutely. And if you want to help us find the good reels, you can do so by finding us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, Snapchat, what's that one? Spotify.
Spotify.
iTunes. And
Apple
TikTok.
Podcasts.
Sorry, the logos are down here now. It freaks me out. Okay, so yeah, Apple freaking podcast and then TikTok. Those links are in the description for you to find down below. We're obviously really looking forward to this franchise, and we are jacked that you guys are going to be on this journey with us, and it's going to be awesome.
Absolutely, and to keep up with the great Friday the 13th content that we're going to be providing to you, be sure to like this video, share and subscribe, and more importantly, ring that bell, ding, 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 so you know when those videos are dropping.
And we will.
I'm going to stop you right there. Let me lead the charge. We will kick him. Okay, we're just going to go back to what you did, so. We'll just see you guys May the 28th when we drop the original Friday the 13th review and start off this show. We will see you then. Care.
Peace out.